This episode of the Doug Stanhope Podcast is sponsored by Blue Apron. Get your first 3 meals free at blueapron.com/Stanhope. That's blueapron.com/Stanhope. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Yeah. By the way, I was already talking because I saw you do it.
We don't talk about tonight until Chaille comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talk about whatever.
Yeah. Thank you for the drink. Could you grab me a straw?
Here's the
Can
thing.
you grab me a.
I'll grab you a
grab
straw.
me a
Yeah,
straw?
no, I have a private stash. Do you want a private stash?
Straw stash.
Hey, kill some time. Oh, yeah, Chaille's got it.
He's good.
Chaille's
He
going to
had
go
one job.
downstairs and try to find a menu for pizza. But in the meantime, let's talk about North Korea and the implications of Kim Jong-un and his crazy...
It's more like Kim Jong-poon, if you ask me. What a pussy.
Poon. That sounds like oon. Hey, we're not allowed to talk until Chaille comes back and guides this.
We were never we had zero intention of pressing record on a podcast tonight, but what happened tonight in Charleston required it. So as soon as Chaille gets back, we can start talking about
It's
it.
not even that bad, but it was for
No,
us,
it's not.
especially after how good this tour went.
I don't think of it as bad. I
But
just think
let's
of
not even
it
talk
as-
about it because we can't talk about it until
Interesting.
Chaille talks about it and guides us through what
We
happened.
do need his guidance. We do.
When you look forward to a day off, and I've over the course of years we've done this. You've been on these
Yeah.
tours where you go, do I really need a day off? I mean,
Yeah.
it's good for doing laundry or something, but
Yeah. No, what? No, I never feel like I need it. Like I always have fun, but then sometimes when you have it, you're like, oh, thank God that we have an actual day off. But
the next day, that's the problem. You have a day off, you go, oh, fuck it. Tomorrow, that's
Yeah.
our whole plan,
Right.
is drinking at noon,
right, yeah,
watching soccer,
right,
and then hockey and basketball playoffs.
Yeah.
And we're going to be way more drunk than we would if we had a gig at 7
without a doubt.
and then hate ourselves.
Oh, it's not because I need the rest. It's just because it's the freedom of not having an obligation.
Brett, my eyes are up here,
Sorry,
not
I was
on that
watching the
TV.
Baltimore Orioles baseball game, and I didn't even care. It's just to have no obligation is the fun part. You know, like we can just sit at the hotel bar and just drink and fucking talk, and
That's
it'll be
the
fun.
problem.
Yeah, I see it as the solution.
Well, the next night you go, whoa.
I feel so good, dude.
Last night I slept for fucking 10 hours. We got out of wherever the fuck we were. Columbia, South Carolina.
That was a fun show. I actually liked that show. That was a fun show. We got out of there, and
I was asleep by 11 o'clock at night,
which is rare.
and I slept for 10 solid hours, except Chaille did say he saw me get up once to pee.
You did,
But I peed in the right place.
You got at one point, Chaille and Carlos Valencia and I went to the Waffle House right next to the hotel, and you slept. And we went and ate. We came back, and then the three of us were talking. And you kept, you do your thing where you like lay in bed with your eyes closed, but you occasionally chime in with something funny. But at one point, you were just out. You were sleeping. You hadn't said anything for a while, and then all of a sudden you popped up like a fucking meerkat, and you were like, "What the fuck?" And then you got up and you fucking stared at us, and you went to pee, and you peed, and then you jumped right back into bed, and you went right back to sleep, and you never said a word.
I remember one thing, probably only because Chaille brought it up, is I remember trashing you because on stage you go, "Oh, he's woke as fuck."
Yeah.
But then you you doubled down
I
last
said
night.
throwing shade.
Throwing shade.
Yeah.
Which is
That's what
like,
the kids are saying, man.
No, it's what CNN, large,
That's
fucking
why-
thick-veined negresses are saying, and they throw it around, and bleached tooth fucking white women are going, yo, he did throw shade. I remember
The throwing shade thing was legitimate, burning me on that. But the woke thing, I say it as to be. I think it's funny that I say woke right there on purpose.
Yeah,
I'm aware of it.
it.
I'm trying to say it as I'm aware of that. I don't normally use that word as a verb in that sort of way.
Dave Hellam, he's a Chicago comic. He changed his Twitter thing to Al Woker. I saw that today randomly. Al Woker, and I wouldn't have got it except for you using kids, your children, the terms your children use.
Yeah, my children would never say that.
Where's Chaille? Chaille's going to carry this podcast because
he's got a menu he's ordering.
Whole night was. I don't want to say it's fucked. It's not like early days fucked where there's a biker brawl and you fucked the wrong guy's girlfriend. But no, for us,
it was safe.
Sucked.
It was still safe. It was still safe all the way around. It was just funny. It was fucked and funny. Like I thought it was funny the whole night. Like, oh, this is terrible, but terrible in a we're still safe. No one will fuck with us. I wasn't worried. But it wasn't the night you wanted to record your fucking, Kimmel fucking tape.
I think we're gonna pause right now because
Go smoke.
Chaille has to carry this. We set
He's
it up.
He's ordering us some food right now.
All right. You want? Hey, hit the button.
I got it. Please hold.
Hey, how about, you know what? While we took this break later in the show that's going to be put in earlier without Ggreg Chaille, let's do a Blue Apron.
Oh.
Because I walked in, because Tom, all right, hey, Blue Apron, hang on, Tom Konopka's our Blue Apron guy. And I asked Chaille, what about the Blue Apron? And he said, you can stop that, which is one of the great things.
Which is very
about
cool.
Blue Apron. Yeah, they send it out to you as often as you want it. You can cut it off. But Tom Konopka is our Blue Apron guy. You're the guy that cooks it, promotes it, tells us what you bought.
And eats it.
And eats it if we're not here to help. But we went on the road for a month, and he goes, no, I stopped the shipments because that's the great thing you can do. And I'm like, what about Tom that we left all by himself here?
Tom's here hungry as fuck.
I'm eating these M&Ms.
But you did get
Tom has been trained like a rat in a laboratory to expect these meals to be delivered.
Yes.
Sitting outside
Yes.
with the mailbox every day.
Yes.
Like Ichabod.
Like Dr. Pavlov.
Salivating
when the bell. Hey, you got it. Exactly.
probably not feeding the dog because he's not getting fed, and he goes, I passed this down. It's like child abuse or molestation. Well, this happened to
Trickle
me.
down starvation.
There it
And then the
is.
dogs aren't feeding the cat, and it's just, you pass on this abuse. Maybe that's why Chaille ran out of here later on in the podcast.
Hungry.
Later on in the podcast. We are in Looper.
What do you have there? I saw a box in there because I think, aren't you supposed to refrigerate it within a certain amount of
No,
time?
that's an empty. I was going to give to Bingo tomorrow. Yeah, they're all empties. These are cumulative, yeah. But Chaille was nice enough. It says next week's meals. I guess I can unearth
That
it.
was before you ran out.
It's
later.
hey, he's earned that. He's earned that right.
Here's what you're missing.
Yeah.
Here's what you can give. Chad Shank is the only one with two good eyes out of all of our bad eyes. If you want him to read it.
Where is he? Oh, he's over there. No.
Yeah.
No, I can see this one.
In the land of the one-eyed men, the two-eyed
Who's
man
king?
is king.
There they are. No, it says next
Good
week's
to be king.
next week's meals will be shipped Wednesday, May 3rd. The first one is lemongrass burgers, and cabbage slaw. That's the funny thing. You look at it and you say, lemongrass burgers, what the fuck? It's with sriracha, mayo, and pickled carrots. The next meal in it, it's all three of them. Seared chicken and creamy couscous with olive and raisin sauce. Spicy pepper and ricotta calzones with cucumber and romaine salad. Calzones.
Let me just say, and you've done this when you take your wife up for your anniversary to Tucson, where you go, I'm going to have to try some different shit.
Yeah.
I can't do your voice.
No one can.
No one can. But Chad Shank,
Something fancy.
where you go, I'm going to lemongrass with the what?
Yeah.
When we go to the UK and we try to eat at a nice restaurant, so something's edible, but there's always one weird thing you don't want to try. You go, nah. And you go, I'm fucking glad I tried this.
Yeah.
And even if you hate it, you get material out of it. But lemongrass, immediately you go, no. And then you go into the sriracha. That will kill the taste of lemongrass. And then you try it. And you know what? Even if you fucking hate it, you're glad you tried it because I did something different.
Yeah.
If strawberry jalapeno margaritas have taught me anything,
There it is.
it's
Very
to
good.
Try something that you normally would not try at all.
Yeah. Break pattern.
Absolutely.
Break pattern. Absolutely. And it does come out from experience. I know that they balance this shit out. You look at it and you say, I've never had lemongrass burgers and what kind of couscous. Ultimately, you put it together, the shit works.
We've been
works.
listening to Bert Kreischer's Bertcast, and he also talks about Blue Apron, and he had, now I can't even remember, he had some great point about Blue Apron, where you go, I'm stealing that plug. Can't remember it now.
Hey, are we gonna pee during this thing?
No, we're going to close up.
I did twice.
What else is in that box, Tom?
No, let's just close up. Blue Apron. They send you all the specific ingredients to a meal to your door for pennies on the dollar. It's like $10 a meal.
$10
and you
a meal.
Cook everything, and there's nothing left over in your cabinet. There's exactly what you need. It
No waste.
shows up at your door.
And if you want to go on a luxury holiday and you're leaving your granny
Meaning
or
the
your
fucking shitty gigs you just booked us at. Yo, if you have to play Spartanburg, South Carolina, if you have to play a 99-seater that doesn't even have seats at a coffee shop in Greensboro because your filthy uncut Scots manager is chasing some piece of tail on the other side of the fucking continent.
other world, outside the world.
Whatever, it's the south or north, and he just sends you to these places where you can't even reach him, and you need to eat. Blue Apron, they'll show up and they'll bring you all the shit you need, and that's it. You just go to blueapron.com and you get food, and your first 3 are free, and after that you fire your fucking manager or make him change his accent. So everyone doesn't know that you didn't have the guts to fire your manager. Blueapron.com. It's a better way to cook. Done.
Get your first 3 meals free at blueapron.com/Stanhope. That's blueapron.com/Stanhope. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Check.
Running wild.
Doug, check yours.
So,
Doug,
I'm talking into the mic.
Okay.
Like I did at the beginning of the show, and it didn't work, and it blew out, or whatever. We just try to order a pizza, but the hotel... I warned you about this hotel when I watched the 1-star reviews. Not the 1 stars I like, just... dirty, and I go, no, this is nice compared to what I looked up online. Well, no, it doesn't have a phone in your room to call the front desk to figure out where the fuck you are to order a pizza.
Just order pizza.
The pizza place said, "What's your phone number there?" And he said, "Oh, my phone number." They said, "No, at the hotel." And then we said, "Well, there's no phone in the room, so."
We scrambled.
How do we know?
We were going to be caught in a lie.
How can we know?
Come up with a number really quick.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. For the record, Chaille is going to carry this whole podcast the same way he carried the show and getting us the fuck out of it. We're in Charleston, West Virginia, or South Carolina, one of these fucking places.
South Carolina.
It's, oh my God. I don't want to shit on any place, but I do, because Bill Burr has fucking great shows everywhere he goes, and sometimes I want to offset him by going, you know what, I do shows that suck. And this one sucked shit. Every fucking sewer pipe of shit was pumped into this show. No one's fault except the audience.
Here's how it started. When we walked up to the venue early in the night, the three of us, and Chaille's like, all right, I got shit to set up. You two fucking meet everyone. We meet the guy who owns the place. And he's like, hi. And we meet him. And then Doug
Let
said,
me back up.
Doug, no, wait. Well,
I'm going to run with this. Fuck
right.
you, Bill Burr. You do so much better.
Right?
Wait, what?
I was actually going to title the last podcast, Fuck You, Bill Burr, but I know he won't listen to it. I don't want him to think that I'm actually shitting on him. But he has great shows, all of his podcasts, and what a great show it was.
Well, the whole fuck you Bill Burr thing was that he constantly does stuff while he's on the road. Like he flies helicopters and he goes to basketball games.
You guys
while
went into
we stay
that.
in the hotel room and we get sad and drunk. and we
Can't figure out where we're at.
And we get bitter at Bill Burr for having a life and being a good person.
And having a baby and flying helicopters.
Right.
But whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And every fucking thing and seeing every stadium.
We should have legitimately, like, the first red flag should have gone up, Chaille, after we dropped you off you dropped us off at the venue. And then Doug's like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I gotta have a drink somewhere at a bar that's not here because you can't drink at the bar.
I don't want to be around people I have to talk to. It's
Right.
a green room because the venue doesn't have a green room. I was a bathroom attendant. That was our green room. I stood in the back hallway opening doors for men's and ladies' rooms because that was the closest they had to a green room.
You were blocking the door otherwise. You had
But
to be
before we
who's
even knew that, we show up and I go, hey, where's the bar? And the lady says, well, in here. I go, no, I need to be away from people. And the owner says, oh, let me show you. And he sat and talked to
No.
us.
But even on the way over there, as he said, let me take you to one. I know a perfect place. Follow me. So Doug and I follow him. Chaille stays to fucking set up everything and make sure everything works. And then
which none of it did.
Which none of it still did, but that wasn't your fault. But still, like, as we're walking, it's funny because I'm trailing behind, much like Melania Trump trails Donald. I'm trailing this. I'm trailing this owner and Doug walking and talking. And the very first thing the owner says, this is the red flag that should have been the first, like, oh shit, this is going to be one of those nights. He goes, yeah, I think it's going to be okay. It's kind of all fucked up. Like, I thought the show was tomorrow. And right away I was like, oh, this doesn't seem like a good thing.
Didn't Doug look it up on their website and we weren't even mentioned?
Yeah, it said no upcoming shows.
No upcoming
the website of
For the venue.
Yeah, Burns Alley. Upcoming shows. Click on it. We have no upcoming shows.
I feel bad for tomorrow.
So
they think there's a comedy
They
show
have
tomorrow.
shows constantly.
So the owner,
Hey, that Stanhope guy's here tomorrow.
The owner is like, when I get out of the Marine Corps, and then I did fucking this. He's not a bad guy.
No.
He's a nice guy, but you go. I told you I wanted to find a bar away from this bar so I could think about my show.
Right. So you tell this guy, like, hey, I just need a place where I can just hang out and be quiet and just think about my
That's
shit.
not what he's hearing, though. You know.
No,
that.
but so he's like, hey, let me take you to this place. And as soon as we go there and sit down, he immediately starts chatting Doug up.
Yeah.
And introducing us to people and like, oh,
It's like, well,
fuck,
this is the opposite. We could have done this at your bar, you dumbass.
I think we need to say that in the area we're at, there's a bunch of one-way streets. It's a labyrinth of little alleyways and stuff, and parking was an
Charleston,
issue.
South Carolina is we're staying 7 miles away from where the gig is because for some reason a Hampton Inn, that delicious waffle you make by yourself, yeah, $500 a fucking night.
Wow.
And we said, what's going on in this town? Well, it's a season. Season for what?
For making money?
New York City?
Yeah. And this owner was even like, he found out that we're going to Savannah and he's like, oh, fuck Savannah. Like everyone talks about how great Savannah is. People always say, oh, we're doing 2 nights in Charleston, 4 nights in Savannah. I always say reverse it. Like, but why? Why do you, like,
for
I don't
the
know that
listener,
Savannah's great either, but it seems to me it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I don't think
we're also,
thank
for the
God we
listener,
stayed in Charleston.
For the listener, we have our second night off of 2 in either we have Saturday off. We take Saturday off because before I quit comedy, I just want to stop doing weekends. I stopped doing New Year's. I stopped doing dumb shit. Saturday we have off. We can either stay 2 days in the same hotel because that's what we like to do. Is, hey, if we have a day off, we can either stay 2 nights in the hotel of the Friday or Saturday, Sunday in the town we're going to.
Wait to drive or drive immediately and then camp out.
Yeah, we just want to have 2 days. If we have 2 days off in the same hotel, it's nice. And Savannah and Charleston are both ridiculously overpriced, just rape value.
Well, I mean, what's this place cost a night? Without a phone.
No.
Without a phone.
Here's the thing. Hannigan, the filthy uncut Scotsman, had already booked this place and that place. So I looked them both up. So this place, 7 miles away in a fucking horrible neighborhood with nothing near it, was $120 a night. Savannah, like if we book close to the hotel, $400 or $500 a night. I mean to the gig. Sorry,
Yeah.
For 2 beds. You're talking
2 rooms. No, per room.
per room.
Yeah. Well, we sleep like
Well,
beautiful little
And
fishes.
by the way, now that we don't have some skank following us around, I'd be glad to just make it 1 room the whole rest of the way. We did it when we started,
yeah.
for the record.
Well,
that
we
was
had
a- that was
suites.
a- those
We had
are
a little
suites.
more room.
Point being, it's either double night where we don't have to switch rooms, which is the biggest pain in the ass on these tours. Is we gotta wait. It's a 3:00 check-in. This fucking garbage place. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking so snap on them.
Look at the furniture. Look how nice it is.
So we end up in Charleston, and the gig.
Let's get back to the gig.
Yeah,
let's get back to the
Hold on a
gig.
second, I just realized you should call them on your cell phone and ask for a wake-up call. Because there's no phone in the room.
That's fucking hilarious.
No, I think I have a phone. Maybe they'll call my room.
No, and then
they'll-
she goes, "What's your phone number?" You go, "I don't have a phone."
listen,
They
they'll
tell
be
you don't
like-
have a phone.
No, but that's what I mean.
Sorry, Chaille just
No.
nailed that. You
But no.
kind of stepped over Chaille. Please hold.
I
When
didn't
she
mean
said-
to. I was ahead of the joke. I thought, oh, they'll just be like, call room 603 and go over and wake them up. Because I think I have a phone in my room. I don't know what you
Can't
guys
believe
don't.
we got him a room.
I don't need one.
All right.
I never needed one. The
So-
only reason I need one is so Carlos Valencia has someplace to sleep.
So
I can hear him snore.
Let's go pound upon the gig. I didn't look at the gig. Generally, I do. I was at the end of my 6-day run. We looked it up online. It's going to be horrible. You assume.
Right.
But I always assume that. So when I saw the pictures, I go, yeah, maybe we can make the best of this. So after sitting with Jimmy and talking to his cop friends at the Big Gun, nice bar, Big Gun, thank you. Get a fucking
Big Gun was
hamburger.
nice.
We're looking
Loved
forward
it.
to the food.
And while we were at Big Gun, the other bar, not where the gig was,
Where Jimmy wanted to talk to us.
two separate sets of cops came in to get food. Like, that's weird. And Jimmy's talking to them. And so already there's just a weird vibe. Like, it's just a weird vibe to me. When there's cops, they keep coming in. Like,
I think Jimmy's like, hey, you want to come in?
I don't know. I don't know.
hang
I don't
on,
know
hang
anything.
on.
It
Brett,
just seems
Brett,
weird
Brett.
to me.
Remember, when we sat down, Jimmy, when we said we have to go to another bar to hang out away from the crowd, Jimmy goes, I'm going to walk you there. And he just,
I know the
talking about,
place.
and we have bands they're too loud. And again, Jimmy's a nice dude, but he's in this business to run a bar, not to, he wants to be the owner. Chaille calls as soon as we sat down at the bar 2 blocks away. Chaille calls, hey, all these people are showing up saying they're friends of Jimmy. They didn't buy tickets.
They're already in the bar.
Right.
And Genesis, the promoter, the liaison, doesn't know what to do. I go, well, who's running this show?
Yeah.
And she goes, well, Jimmy's not here. I go, who's that? Well, that's the owner. I go, well, if he's not here, who's running it when he's not here? And I go to John. I go, who's running this? He goes, you. And I go, all right, I'll take care of this. And I go and I called Jimmy. And I said, there's people here that aren't leaving the bar.
Called me.
Well, I called you, and then I was sorry, but I didn't.
Because you have no idea how to get a hold of Jimmy. And here's when you guys email me going, hey, the show's sold out. Can you get, I can't fucking drag you off a plane like fucking United Airlines. So hang on, I'll randomly select people and I'll drag some cunt out of his seat. No. So when he's inviting his fucking friends in, because he's a fucking,
he said, well, no way. But at the end of the night, there were people that were in there that did not pay.
Right.
That I found out from Genesis, and I said, listen, I know we're never going to be back there, but she was fine. Like, she was really accommodating, but I don't think she has any sway to do anything. And then he leaves, and there's no one else there to do anything.
Right.
There was no sound set up.
A couple of the people who were in that bar when Genesis told them, hey, you need to pay to be here.
Yeah.
They laughed and they came over to the bar we were at and they were like, oh, what's the deal? And that's when Doug and I were like, well, there's a show and, like, you gotta buy a ticket or you can't. And then Jimmy was like, oh, it's a $30 cover. Like, he said it like a joke, like, to them, like.
That's not really the way to present it.
I was out smoking. I was out smoking for that, for sure, because I would have remembered and
it's like, well, it's a $30 cover. Like, legitimately, we're worth it. Like I don't think he had an idea. I don't
It's
think
actually 35. So
I don't think he even knew who
this
Doug
is what
was.
happened
He
with-
definitely didn't know who I was because after you went one time when you went out to smoke, he looked at me and he goes, "So are you are you his manager or something?" I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever. No, I'm like, I'm another comedian also on the bill.
You're always introduced as
and he was like, oh,
comedians on the
like,
bill.
and he did. It was just weird. But
He said to me, I didn't remember your name till 3 hours ago, and I thought the show was tomorrow night.
The very first thing he said was, I thought the show was tomorrow, which is.
There's your wake up call.
Oh, hey, hang on. Brett was trying to bring the microphone to the. Right now, the clock radio in the hotel, the Charleston Grand Hotel in North Charleston.
That's better.
Yeah, it's going off at midnight. The fucking, what a piece of shit. I looked at the 1-star reviews about this place, and I went, "Oh, it's not that bad." Yes, it is. Later, it is.
Okay, so in the trying to shut the radio off thing, I actually changed the time ahead an hour. So tomorrow, when you fucking look at it, don't get because I didn't know I changed it back.
I saw that.
It's
Who
not.
looks at a clock radio?
Well, I'm just saying, if you don't know that, you'll be like, "Oh shit, it's this time." And
Sometimes you dial 0 to say, "Where's pizza?" But
we
they
have
don't
to
have a phone.
We have to get out early to get to the. Make sure we make it to Savannah to get to the.
We are taking way too long to get to what we
make
need
sure
to
we
talk
get
about.
to the Chelsea Tottenham game tomorrow.
Tottingham. The bedposts. This place has bedposts that reach the ceiling. They're 12 feet tall. And I think that's accurate. But they don't have a phone.
No phone in the room.
Some phones have
no
room.
phone in the room.
Some phones don't have room.
Some phones don't have room.
Oh, my
Separate
God.
but equal.
That was very funny.
So
Hang on. Erickson and I get on the elevator, and we're talking to a black couple that enjoys my white shoes because black people enjoy my weird outfits.
And they're also carrying a cooler, like a heavy, big, giant cooler, like they came from the pool, like. And it's late at night, but they're carrying a giant cooler not from the parking lot either, from the pool area, like.
And then as we're chatting, both elevator doors of the two open up, and they get on one, and we get on the other. And I said, I had to stop myself from saying separate but equal, because that would be funny to my audience, but it's not. My funny is not generally funny to the public.
some of them felt that tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were all Jimmy's friends that probably didn't pay.
Ugh. Yeah,
it was
okay.
Let's get through it. Okay, so I open the show. I say, "You stink as people."
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You didn't say that at first.
You said it really quiet because the mic didn't work.
You said it, but no one heard it.
Eventually, I said, "Yeah." The mic was. I riffed.
Yeah,
I riffed.
and we got it together. It was just the equipment was pretty
The
shoddy.
mic didn't work.
No, it was working, and it was my fault. I gave you guys an extra cable because the fucking cables they had there, they had cables that were broken on stage, and asked us to use those cables.
Yeah.
All right. My fault. I added the extra one because the stage was so big. I thought you guys would move around a little bit, and you couldn't do that with the one.
Right.
And that was the problem. There
also
was a faulty cable on stage.
When I was just trying to riff, and then Jimmy, the owner, is up there going, "Oh, it's all about me." I'm like, I'm goofing on a guy next to you, and you're not even.
No,
Yeah,
this is it.
apps.
No, this is what it was. You said, "Hey, dude with the giant hair, fucking get your head down. There's a guy behind you that wants to see." And there's a dude who looked like Chris Cubis.
Yeah.
With a giant afro in the upper deck fucking balcony. And Jimmy was standing next to him. And Jimmy, legitimately, I was standing right next to him when it happened, but you saw it from stage, which was great. He checked his own hair to see if it was, to see if Doug was talking about him. And that's why Doug's like, "Dude, it's not about you, motherfucker. You're standing right next to a guy with a giant afro."
Don King, fucking, the guy has the Don King. And
I'd
he's
say
like,
Reggie Watts, but same thing. Chris
No,
Cubis.
well,
Yeah.
I say Chris Cubis because Chris Cubis is funny and Reggie Watts isn't, but that's all right.
Reggie Watts has a lot of talent.
Yeah, he's talented.
He's not a good tweeter like Chris Cubis or a comedian. He's got
That was not what any
musical
of this was
I know,
about. I was
I know.
just saying
We're just
the
kidding.
visual.
Anyway, so I open the show. I'm just, for some reason, we think that's a good way to progress this whole act. Is I just go out, I go, "Hey, welcome to the show," because
I think it's
people
great.
really do.
I like that.
They pay attention to the opening acts more.
I
if
think
I
so.
go
Doug-
out and go, "Hey, a couple of fucking announcements. I'll be out later. I'll talk some shit."
Or
And
you
there
go
is-
into a bit. Or if you're feeling
I've
it.
got a couple
you-
of bits
yeah.
that don't fit anywhere else.
There is, it's it's not even close to this. It's a world of difference between how I do on stage if you go up and say, because
it's a regular on the podcast, it's
and you say, hey, I'm trying to make this into a fucking act. I brought some headliners with me. And when you say the word headliners with me, like, that's so important. I can't even stress to you how important that is, because it makes people go, oh, these guys are good. Like, if we just walked out, if we just walked out and did our shit before you came out, like, we would still do it and it'd be fine. But to have you validate us like that, like, it's truly important. And I love it that you do it. And I'm glad you do it every single night.
That's a gimmick. We didn't know if it was going to work, but
it's working. It's working for Brett. It might not be working for Doug, but what do I care?
No, I think it's good. And when I talked to the
Rob Gibbons, I hope it worked for him.
Rob Gibbons. He's my favorite monkey.
I explain it as we're trying to actually get people to show up early, because there are people worth seeing at this show. Not every show is you can say that about.
That's another thing.
Because people If
I go up front, people rush in from the smoking area.
Right.
Like, oh, it's going on now.
Right.
And that's why I tell the guy at the front that Doug's going to start it.
Right.
Everyone's got to know that.
So tonight, after the mic goes out, it's a clusterfuck up front, and then screaming feedback where people are putting their fingers in their ears as they try to fix the sound. And I'm just riffing. And I'm off mic.
John,
Chaille,
the owner came over and goes, hey, you got, I'm like, there's nothing you're going to tell me now. I know this board more than you, and you've had it for 10 years.
Unbelievable.
He did do that.
He did.
Yeah.
So we get it going, and we tag team. Tag team for the listener means I bring up the first guy, he brings up the next guy, and tonight there were 3 comics before me. I brought up
John
Gibson. Did a lot of work to put this together. He's a great comic.
He's a bartender at the
He's
New
a
Brooklyn.
fucking young comic.
Yeah. He's young.
Let me not bullshit
he's getting it started.
But
he's getting it started.
He's got great potential.
Him and I talked about it tonight, and I told him what you said to me about him.
About
which
the
was
fucking stabby
about his dad.
thing?
Yeah, I told him about his dad.
That-
And him and I talked about it a lot, and he was like, wow, that's so great to hear. I go, well, I just wanted to tell you, like, this is what we said about you. Like, it's interesting. You should explore that. So,
Yeah.
wait to hear more from John Gibson.
Yes. Let's leave it at that.
All right.
Because it took me 5 years to get my mother's suicide to a place
Right.
where I could.
He's got definitely interesting shit to talk
yes.
about.
Absolutely, he does. And then he brought up Carlos, who did 5 minutes. Carlos Valencia, our lovely surrogate lady
Our
pal.
third favorite Colombian.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to say we make love to him in the absence of a woman, but we do.
I would fuck his mouth just to get him to stop snoring.
Oh, jeez.
You would or have? Because
listen. I had to sleep. A guy's got to sleep.
We're the same age, but I'm longer in this business than you. I've fucked his mouth before you ever will get a chance to.
Once again.
All right, so
Following
then
the great Stanhope.
Erickson goes up, and at some point, while I'm working the toilet doors, I think we already set this up, where my green room was right behind the stage where you walk in to go to either the men's or ladies' room. So I'm opening doors for people. They have some homeless crack addict. Fuck you, Bill Burr. You don't know the joy of the road. Where my green room is in the tiny 15-foot hallway between where I go out to the stage and the men's and ladies' room. So because we have all of these acts, I go out and then the local guy goes out, and then Carlos goes out, and then you. So between every act, people get up to use the restroom, and I'm just standing there holding men's and women's restroom doors open for us.
Oh, yeah. You were at the door of the second egress.
You were.
Oh, that's what it was. The second egress.
Then people are trying to talk to me, and then poor fucking John Gibson is helping me like throw people out.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Can we get a picture? No, you to go. And we actually were.
He physically
throwing
shoved a
people-
guy.
Well,
The maps guy.
John's a big guy, and John was great. Not only is he a potentially really funny guy, like he was funny, but he's young and he's new. And
Let's say potentially just to fucking light a fire under his ass.
yeah. But he was also very much a big dude who was very happy to be like, I got you guys. Like he would not let people back. Like he did a great job. He did a
When we had the sound trouble, he jumped down.
He jumped down to talk to you.
Switched inputs
and
on
was
the on
making
the thing.
like finger
And, like,
noise.
I looked up and like, I have some help here.
Channel
This
two,
is-
channel
yeah.
two, channel two.
And it all worked. And he said he threw that one guy out
Yeah.
who was hassling you.
John Gibson was
we
great.
did throw a guy out.
He pushed him straight out the door, like bum rushed him to the alley.
Yeah. Much love to John
Yeah,
Gibson.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
John.
Well, there were 3 seats up front. This is a tiny bar. I can't give you an example of a bar you know. It's a long, thin bar where there's a couple tables along the left and a long, long bar along the right. And at the base of it is a tiny stage. And there is an upstairs.
But barely.
It's like circle. It's like an L upstairs looking down. It's only
Yeah.
about 6 feet wide. all
Let's
the way
get
around.
back to All the Way Aldrich. Because a few years ago, when the Bisbee Killer Termites were playing, as we like to call them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, they were named something else. The
Blue,
last time,
Blue?
Bisbee Blue, the last real team we had, we were, what do you call those, when rapists put up small children.
Hilarious?
No, I'm saying when you go,
On a list?
when we're, when rapists want to fuck foreign children.
I don't know what that
Stay
is.
with Let him go.
Stay with me.
I'm
Stay
going
with
to hang
me.
as long as I can keep the throw up out of my mouth.
Foreign exchange students.
Wait. So when rapists want to fuck, and that's foreign exchange students? When rapists want to
Well,
fuck
I
young
assume that's
children,
the only reason you would be a host for foreign exchange students. So we did that in
You were a host.
Bisbee
You were a host.
for up and coming ball players. So we had Crazy Rob and All the Way Aldrich stayed down at your house before you
Black
lived
Knob,
there.
yeah.
On Black Knob, Chaille's house. And we had them, and I didn't ever have foreign exchange students and ball players. They're too rough and tumble to rape.
Yeah. So he's at the show.
So Aldrich, who we hosted, is there, and I'm like, oh my God, I already know from the beginning that this show is going to suck. There's too many friends of the owner
Who don't know you and don't know what's going on.
Exactly. All right, so we get through 3 acts. The whole time I'm standing in the toilet, outside the toilet. People are coming in. I've figured out a way to hide behind the door when people come from the showroom into the toilet area.
Yeah.
And I open the door when I feel it nudge,
Yeah.
and I hide behind it. And they go, "Oh, someone."
It opens into you, so you
Yeah.
have a barrier.
And then John Gibson blocks my view on their way out.
Nice.
But when the door is shut, I can hear the comedian, but I cannot hear the response. And the response is always nothing. And I don't know if you're a comedian, you go, do I not hear the laughter? Is it me?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't until Erickson, I'm following Erickson, that I hear him hurrying up his bits, which on this tour, he's been dragging them out. When I hear him hurrying up, I know he wants to get the fuck out because this crowd sucks so much shit.
You hit a peak and then you hit a valley.
Oh, I hit a valley.
Then you hit a peak at the end. You hit a peak at the end. And when you came up at the stairs, when you were done, you had high fives and buy you shots all the way up.
It is what it is. Listen,
No, I'm just saying.
Even when it's bad, it's good.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. But that is a fact. Like it was, even if it, listen, even the shittiest Stanhope crowd is the best crowd I've ever had. That's a fact. So I'm
But this
thankful.
was not necessarily a stand-up crowd. This was a
Well, I'm
crowd
just saying-
that
but
might
I'm
have
just
been
saying-
invited by an owner
I'm
that
just
likes
saying.
to play golf and had a baby.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm just
it's
saying.
fucking
I was still enjoying myself. So the fact that they were
yeah.
oh yeah, you were great. They were fucking fist bumping me and whatever. That's all well and good. But it was still let's fucking hurry up and push through this. And it was also a thing where like we talked about this on the fucking last podcast 2 nights ago. Like the whole military piece. Like Jimmy's the owner was a Marine, and I'm like, well, I'm not even delving into this. Like it was so awful tonight. Like I'm not delving into this.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not a piece. It's not even comedy yet. It's just me ranting about the military. So that only works in a situation in which every Stanhope fan is so happy that Stanhope's about to come out that I can say anything I want. And like, I'll make it into a joke eventually, but it's not a joke yet. So tonight I was like, well, I'm not even doing that. Like, I'm definitely not even doing that. So like, I just skipped it all and went into like, hey, here's Doug. Fuck you guys. Here's
I got
Doug.
2 bits, which this whole tour, I've openly told people, hey, you're a focus group. Sorry,
Yeah.
fuck you. 2 times I had Write It Down Chaille, which is 2 times better than.
That's not bad.
Point being, I had my set, I don't know how long it went, but then I opened the show with saying, hey, if you guys want to buy merch, it's not available. Because even Chaille, sober driver, ahead of time, before the show even started, this is his money. Chaille says, how about we don't sell merch? And I go, I was thinking it, but I don't want to take away from your paycheck because that's your thing. But we knew it was going to suck.
Did it sound like a question when I said it? Because it was not a
And
question
that's the
when
best
I
part.
said it.
We haven't even
We
gotten
were
to the
not doing
fucking.
merch.
We haven't even gotten to the key fucking moment of the whole night. We
I
haven't
do.
even
I'm
gotten
looking
there.
here. I know you had some things up in the rape thing that they're.
I don't want you to.
No, I'm
don't tell me my
you haven't-
punchlines.
You haven't even gotten to
No,
the
I'm trying
key
to
part
find
of the
the-
rape thing.
This is
I'm trying to
the
get
quickest
to-
we had someone kicked out. 13 minutes into your set. By the way,
Who was that?
that was the
The
guy
front-
up front.
up
When
front
you tried to
guy?
get the people up front, and you were
Well, there were
you were
3
battling.
empty
You were
seats.
battling for 12 and a half minutes, and then someone sat down in
No,
front.
you.
had to
There
get-
were 3 empty seats up
I
front, and
did
Doug
make-
said, "I would like to move people up front. There's empty seats up front. Just come up here and sit." And as soon as some guys who were in the back, who were standing, moved up front, this one guy immediately started talking to everyone in the front row out loud, like loudly. And Doug's like, "Hey, you got to stop." And he's like, "Yeah, I get it." And then he never did stop. Like he never did stop.
And I said, while he was talking, I said to the rest of the crowd that was listening, I'm going to have him thrown out as soon as this bit is done that he didn't even hear in the front row because he was having full-on conversations and he was dissecting my bits. And you know what the thing about it? He's not even listening when I'm saying you're going to get thrown out at the end of this bit because they really wanted to. My bits aren't concise.
Do you remember what he said?
No,
That's
he
when
was talking the whole thing.
No, when I turn to Erickson, it's when he goes, "I'll suck your dick," and then you're like, you went right into a bit. I go, that's it. Then
Yeah.
now you're trying to make him invisible, and then I go, I'm gonna go down there.
Yeah. Anytime a fucking dude who is ruining your show yells at you, "I'll suck your dick," and you just ignore it and go to another thing about Indian call centers is, Chaille and I looked at each other and Chaille goes, "Oh, he's done with this dude.
So happy.
He's done with this dude entirely."
Charleston is a rich cunt town where he was one of those rich cunt dudes that goes, I can blow $30 and I'll be everyone will remember that I got thrown out of the show. When we had him walked out in 13 minutes, as Chaille has noted and audited, he stood up and raised his arms.
Yeah, like he's a champion of some kind.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Bingo told me stories about New Orleans where they would beat the fuck out of people. You don't get thrown out. You got drug into the back room like old Vegas stories, and they beat the fuck out of you, which I'm against, but I know where that would be satisfying for the people.
You're against violence, but
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Well, they're gonna beat your head flat, like literally flat. Sorry, I'm fantasizing here, like where it's flat, where both of your eyeballs are touching each other, because the sideways angle of your head when they stomped on you made your eyes come out and they touch each other, and you're going, I see me. I see me. No, that's your eyes looking at each other. And I don't want to, that's a horrible image.
Yeah. Except for the fact that if that happened to a couple of really poor, unfortunate people, the rest of the people after that would stop doing the shit that happened tonight. Because it's like when they say, you only have to hang a couple of horse thieves before people stop stealing horses. Like that's it. It's a harsh fucking ruling for horse thieves. But once word gets out that they're hanging
horse thieves aren't rich fucking.
But I'm just saying, like
Nancy's.
the point is,
let me back
they're
up.
done
And
stealing
I'm gonna
horses.
just say it. Sorry, Todd Glass. As my mouth across your penis, faggot. That's what I would. I've stopped saying it, but yeah, these little Nancy fucking I wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't even know what the fucking. I don't even know how to.
He had fucking pre-ripped jeans, like someone ripped his jeans. For
his family has golf course money. Can I say faggot yet, Todd? Can I say faggot when I'm talking about what's his name from Caddyshack?
Spalding?
Spalding.
You'll have nothing like it.
Yeah. He raises his arms
double turds.
up.
Yeah.
I think of Todd Glass as an alpha male, and I still feel I can't say faggot because it upsets him. Maybe it's right.
No, he's right. He's right. You shouldn't say it. We'll move on to the word that is the word that should be the word we were using.
Boot?
Maybe. Listen, this is a whole other topic, but you've done the joke about how it was fun to say faggot because it didn't mean gay. It meant like you're weak. Like there will be another word that will take that place. It's cuck right now, which is not right, but there will eventually be a word that means weak. Because there will be a thing, because you're right. We don't mean fag. We don't mean we don't mean to disparage you because you're gay, but that's what faggot meant. So
Jesus, that's the show. It's probably a fucking weak premise. I'm not even going to. But bigot is I riffed that one night. But anyway, we got all this on tape. All right, we're gonna keep talking until. The pizza
we get
gets
funny?
Here. No. Fuck these
Heaven help
people that want podcast after podcast.
We'll show you.
We'll just keep doing them.
By the way,
hang
there is a
on.
payoff. There's something that happens tonight.
There's so
is.
much more. There's so much more.
There is something that happened tonight that made me laugh so fucking hard.
Turn the show.
What?
Turn
No.
the night for you.
Truly, it
Yeah.
did.
Wait, are we talking on stage?
No.
Because after.
Oh, no,
we
not
told
on
them-
stage at all.
We told them,
After.
look me in the eyes so we can talk about when we're pausing and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
After I told them, we're not selling merch. I said that up front. We got to get the fuck out. But all the way Aldrich, somehow, this is the baseball player that lived in our house where they got fucked. So fucked. You have no idea. These were, I don't know how baseball works, but I know that they were playing less than I know there's AA, AAA.
Right. There's
They were
rookie
not even
leagues and all this
They
shit.
were right, like
they
where you
were-
would go out of high school, if you
Especially
didn't
in
go to
Arizona.
college.
Like,
No, that's what it was.
Arizona is where the leagues are, the
Bisbee.
rookie leagues.
They
If you
played in
out of
Bisbee.
high school,
Yeah.
if you don't go to college, that's the league, the
Right.
Pecos League,
Right.
and then they develop you to get into college
Right.
or
But
to
you
go to a
can't
farm
make
team.
money.
No, it's $25 a week or something.
Oh no! That was the first league we had in Bisbee where they did make money. So they'd make $50 a week.
Yeah.
But if they broke a bat, oh my soul to the company store, $60 to pay for a bat that you have to buy from the league. They fucked them over so bad, and we're sponsoring these kids, Crazy Rob and all the way Aldrich. And they're just getting fucked over, and I had to stop myself from Murphy, Shawcroft, where
Right.
you go, oh, here's $1,000.
Right.
I don't want to Amy Schumer over tip you. That was in the fucking news today. Oh,
Yeah.
she was jogging and she had to take a shit and she went into a mattress shop and then bought someone a mattress for $2,000. And then you go, hey, fuck off, Amy Schumer.
That's the title of this podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, what's wrong with that?
Well, it makes the news, and then I tipped $50 on a $100 tab several times on this tour, but I didn't buy you a mattress.
Right.
That's not $2,000 for a shit.
Yeah,
Well, I
no,
didn't
it's
make
way
the
better. The
news
overall
for
is
it.
better.
And then they go, oh, yeah, Doug Stanhope drank at my bar. I don't know him, but he was no Amy Schumer. I still sleep on a fucking sloppy
My
mattress.
sleep number is still shit. No, listen. I just jumped to my favorite part about All the Way Aldridge is I met him in the back. There's like this little back alley part of this bar where
What's the name of the bar? Burns Alley.
Burns Alley. So
It's in an alley.
There's a little
called
back
Burns Alley.
back alley place where like we're all standing back there after the end of the show, and I meet All the Way Aldridge, and we're hanging out, and him and a couple of guys he's with, and then there's these two fans that finally make it their way to you, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take a picture." So like, and I love one of my favorite things of opening for Doug is photobombing pictures of Doug because everyone wants to take a picture with Doug. Like, and why wouldn't you? Like, I get it. Of course,
Because
I
I'm
get it.
gorgeous.
Yeah, you're a really handsome person. You're
handsome.
like if Gilbert Gottfried was a tiny bit less ugly. So like I want to photobomb it. So like I'm talking to All the Way Aldridge right behind you, and I go, dude, like just go with me. Like I want to kiss you on the lips in the background of this picture. Let's photobomb this. And he, to his credit, was like, of course. Like he had no question about it. So we even both of us stood on our tiptoes to make sure we were high enough up in the fucking air to like be in the shot. And these two people who fucking, and their names were, Jessica, I met them later, Jessica and Dayton. Dayton was a truck driver. Cause once it happened, I'm like, oh, I have to see this picture. I met them and I was like, yeah, I have to see that picture. And they didn't even looked at it yet. And then when they looked at it, they're like, oh my God. So I take a picture of the three of them with you smiling. And then in the background, me and this guy with a fucking flat brimmed ball cap on, like deep in a tongue kiss. And it's my favorite thing. It's my favorite photobomb for sure ever, but it's almost my favorite picture I've ever seen. Like, I laughed
It is
so hard.
funny.
Aldridge and I laughed so fucking hard about it. Like, and so then we were already like, oh, this is already a funny night. Like, this, it was already a shitty show and it's a funny night. And then it went to a whole nother level after that. That's when we found out what really happened to us.
I wouldn't say I'm known for it, but I have a predilection for kissing men on the mouth.
It's one of the things we like about each other.
But
It's to get a rise out of.
it usually,
Every single time.
It usually happens when it's after a show when someone wants a picture and I go, I don't want to take a picture. I'll just kiss you on the mouth.
Yeah.
And I fuck with people. But I did this with the two bands.
Fame Riot and
Fame.
Unlikely Candidates.
Yeah, I don't know what band one guy turned his face from me.
Right.
Like, no, I'm kissing you on the mouth.
It's probably Kyle.
Back in the day, I used to do, back before I ever met you, when I was on the road, I used to do, whenever anyone wanted to do a picture, would hang out, I would do it, like, let's do a shot of tequila. And it was because if you do a shot of tequila, they'll basically do it and then leave because it's like too much. It's too much. And like, I didn't even like tequila, but I'm like, as long as I do this shot of tequila, you'll leave. But then I found out kissing them made them leave quicker. And then,
And you don't have to drink the tequila.
And you don't have to drink the tequila. True. And then I met you and Doug after. Like, oh, so you guys already do this thing where you kiss guys just to get rid of them? Yeah, I'm down with that. And I've been doing it
so much
since.
better than taking pictures.
I've been doing
we're
it
not
ever
even
since.
to the end of how this whole
No.
fucked up night.
Well, you were clearly hitting the big beats, but you were skipping segues, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna go quicker.
Oh, yeah.
So,
No.
and you did an hour. You did straight up an hour.
I'm in the back
tonight.
with Chaille, and Chaille's like, oh my God, he's not even doing segues. Like, you kept going, all right, Indian call centers. All right, this, all right, this, all right, that. Like, oh, he's not even trying to connect shit up. Like, Chaille's like, he's just trying to he's just doing the
No, he's
bit.
hitting them to
He's
hit them.
saying the words.
Which
I learned it from you, Dad.
Yeah.
When you started speeding up
Chaille
your
looked at me and he
closer,
goes,
I'm like,
Chaille looked at me and he looked at his watch. He's like, this is about doing the jokes and doing the comedy and getting the fuck out of here.
But he still hit like two
Oh,
things
no.
for sure that were like new because you are a hostile crowd. You're in a different headspace. You're not following your regular routine.
That's nice.
It's fucking great. So
Yeah.
did hit two great jackets in the same town at thrift stores.
yes,
Also
Thankfully,
nice.
one didn't fit you.
Yes.
But Erickson, you go,
It's a good jacket. It doesn't fit
a
me.
good jacket. You didn't, but
You'll see it on Stanhope next week.
so then you
so
and
we
you-
get done the show.
You just bailed though at the end. You did the thing you do,
Did the bingo closer.
and then
So let's
and
get
then
to
you
the-
and then you go. You're like, I can't remember. You just like walked off stage, and then I'm like,
No, you
fuck.
said, no, this is what it was. It was the opposite of like, I've gone back to my old closer, which was, I look at my watch and I go, another perfect show,
Yeah.
which I think is funny, a thing to say at the end. And I don't know how else to end anyway,
love
so it's
it.
fine. But like, you did the opposite of that. You go, oh, I should have had a better joke for the end. Or something like that.
Then I look up and he's
then you
walking
just
away.
walked away and you're like, I guess that's the end of the show. And
Yeah,
I was
and then
like, yes, that's
I
perfect.
potted up Marilyn Manson because I
Right.
figured they weren't going to do shit. So I figured if they play music,
Oh wait, no, I did because I did the line about bingo, and then I said to be continued.
To be
That's what it
continued.
is.
That's
Yeah,
what it was. To be continued. And then you walked away and we're like, and Chaille and I were like, oh shit, he's done. He walked away. And it was perfect.
but
Because
play-
it really is to be continued
No,
with the
absolutely.
bingo stuff.
Listen.
well, but
listen,
no one knew you were going to.
Listen.
I don't-
Aside from all of it else.
No, we're on the show. We
Aside
don't know
from
where
all
you're
of the
going.
rest of it, that actually is a really brilliant, that is a thing. We'll just cut this out of the podcast so it doesn't.
Cut it now.
Spoiler
Cut
alert
it now.
for
Cut
the
it
rest
now.
of the people.
Cut it now.
But you should just keep saying that because that's a funny thing to say.
Pizza's
Pizza's here.
Pizza's here. No,
No,
that's
it's not.
pizza.
Chaille's so worried about smoking.
Pizza's.
It's not about cigarettes. It's
Yeah,
pizza's here.
I can pay $200 to have.
We
it.
haven't even gotten to the good part of the podcast where the shit happened to us.
This is here. Pizza's here. That means the podcast is over. But Chaille has to.
What's the total?
How are you doing?
Hey, we're
podcasting right now.
Do you want to talk on the microphone?
How are you? All right, good.
$20 more if you just tell us about yourself in 3 minutes.
We're podcasting. You want to be on the podcast?
No, it's not live. We'll edit it.
We're editing it. But
give him your mic. What's your name?
If you stay and talk for 5 minutes.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Sit down for a second. Sit down for a second.
Y'all need to ask me questions.
Yeah, no, this is my friend Doug Stanhope, who's a very funny comedian.
I'm not joking.
No,
we're not joking.
Just sit down and talk to Doug for a minute.
What is your name?
My name is Kashore.
Couture. My name is Doug. Where are you from?
I was born and raised in India.
India. Okay. Well, I have a whole. I'm a stand-up comedian. I have a whole bit about Indian gang rape. That's not your fault.
But I wasn't involved in that, though.
Wow, you hold your microphone like a rapper. Do they have rappers in India?
Yeah, we sure do have rappers in India.
They have comedians.
They do all have all kind of stuffs in India.
Who's your favorite Indian comedian aside from Russell Peters?
I mean, you don't know who I'm talking about because in India we got like different types of like languages. Every city got like different languages.
Dialects, right?
And they have the whole caste system thing. Where would you fall in the caste system in India delivering pizzas? And I mean no disrespect.
No, it's all good. I actually just about to graduate in aircraft assembly. I'm about to do flying school in a couple. So,
but in India, did you flee India? India is I don't know how to be.
You should ask him what India's like.
Y'all are like making a prank video, right? I know y'all got a camera.
No. We're stand-up comedians, and we try to absorb some kind of knowledge, even though we drink way too much.
Okay.
But in India, when did you leave India?
2011.
So how old are you now? I'm going. This is my kind of thing. But it's hard with different races. I would say that you're 24 years old.
21.
Wow. Got it by a year. I missed it by a year. In the United States, they have in carnivals, I'll guess your age and your weight. You have to get it by 2 years and so many pounds. I missed you by a year. So I owe you $10 more.
Okay, final question. He's got to make some money.
So what do you mean by $10? So I get like 50 plus 10, 60?
We're gonna give you money. We have money.
I'll be fine with $30. That's my delivery amount.
It was $29 plus you get the 20.
We'll give you more money.
Plus you get the 20.
We're interested. We're very drunk, as you can
mic
tell.
isn't even on.
It is on.
No,
We're recording.
It's recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
might sound dumb.
You're fine.
Filming.
No, he's just taking a picture.
Anyway.
Okay.
So you moved here 2011.
2011, yes.
What are you doing?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking. You got here. Did you get your degree when you got here, or
when I got here? I was doing my 10th grade.
Fuck. And now you're delivering pizzas. All right.
Delivering pizzas, but
let's go the easy
college,
way.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's go the easy way with Trump. Is that fucking with you at all?
Not really. I have actually watched one of Donald Trump's video. He said he loves Indians, so I really don't bother me.
Yeah, he's got a hotel over there.
It was like, I love Indians, and he said some Indian word, and everybody was like listening to it, and they don't even know what the hell is it. But I mean, I can't hate nobody. I'm not into politics, so.
Neither are we.
Yeah.
That's why I hated to go that way, but I didn't know where to go with you because we're hammered, and we just did a show in this. Why Charleston?
My dad worked right here for like more than 10 years. So.
In what industry?
Charleston
What industry?
is a good place. Where are you guys from?
It's not bad. We just had a bad night ourselves doing it. We just did a show at some bar.
What's the name, if you don't mind me asking?
Doug Stanhope. Don't worry, we'll write it down. We'll give you some shit.
We don't have any.
Stanhope.
Here, he'll look it up while you're thinking of one more question.
Fuck yeah, I'll do it.
I mean,
He'll do it.
How you spell it? D-O-U-G-S?
D-O-U-G is the first name. D-O-U-G. Last name is Stanhope.
S-T-A-N-D-H-O-P-E or?
Yep.
No D.
S-T-N.
Stanhope.
You are tripping.
I'm not tripping. You're tripping.
What?
What? I'm verified? Is that a big thing in your country?
Y'all are crazy.
I know,
I don't
but
even know who you are, but I gotta respect you, sir.
Don't worry, we're over tipping you.
I don't even know who you are. But...
I know. You probably wouldn't even like it. I do a whole bit about Indian gang rape now, and
Nah, it's not like.
oh no, it's really bad. You'd hate it, but you'd love it. Actually, you would love it. That's the thing about that whole Indian gang rape bit.
Here, do a selfie. Do a selfie with him in the background.
No, I'm gonna go live.
We're going live? What are you on
Facebook Live.
Periscope?
Y'all guys have like Wi-Fi down here or no?
We don't know. We don't have a telephone.
The password is guest.
I thought it was yes,
We
sir.
don't have.
tricky, right? Yes.
Yeah.
You say guest?
Yeah. Can I eat some pizza?
Yeah. You wanna?
So how long you been a comedian for?
Longer than you've been a pizza delivery
Longer
guy.
than you've been alive.
Talking to the microphone.
Born, probably.
26 years.
26.
No, I'm good.
Kashore.
I don't know. I don't want to ditch this bit, but I want to actually ask him about where I just no.
Kashore is right now like Googling Doug Stanhope to make sure that this is.
Jessica. I want to ask him about the Jessica bit.
Yeah, but it's not a thing. I mean, he knows. He's already here. But he's legitimately Googling, like, the microphone is in his lap and he's looking at his phone because he's.
You don't got no Facebook page or nothing?
I have
No,
two
Facebook
Facebook pages.
Go
I
to
just
Twitter,
don't use
dude.
it.
Do
Hey,
Google.
Hang on.
You need the mic.
Put your phone down and let's talk about you, and then you can look this up after.
No, I'm trying to get
Do
on
Facebook.
live. I don't even
Facebook-
care about my bosses. Like, I'm gonna go on
I'm a
live.
50-year-old dude. I don't know about online and how to do
The
it.
password was guest or?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
not working.
He's got to get on the mic, man.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
No, listen, I've heard from the Bertcast that you can just have people off mic and it's fine.
Yeah.
You can have a Bert's
do you have
wife just
favorite
talk off mic.
comedians?
Yeah.
What? Talking to the mic. Talking to the mic.
I sure do like comedians.
Who's your favorite?
Who's favorites?
I'm not into American television shows. I actually watch Indian shows.
Tell me Indian.
Are there Indian
that we should
comedians?
know.
Yeah, we sure do. I mean,
No, say their names because we've never heard of them. So
I'm going live. Y'all need to give me a minute.
no, dude, let's go
Yeah,
live.
don't worry. We'll wait till you get live, but you have to talk in the meantime.
I sure will. I was going.
I have Indian fans, and they say, "Hey, will you come to India?" And I go, "No fucking way."
India is fucking awesome. It's dope.
I took a fucking Uber to the airport in LA, and I had a guy who was from India who was like, "You should play India because if you're a comic, like even if you're nobody like me, you could make tons of money in India because India is starving for comics who will speak English."
Bill Burr.
I really don't.
Bill Burr worked India. That's right. Are we on live?
We are on live.
Oh, perfect.
Hey, what up, y'all? That's Mr. Doug Stan.
Doug and Brett.
Pronounce your name again.
My name is Kashore.
Kashore.
Kashore, we're here with Kashore. He accidentally delivered a pizza when he knows he know.
I didn't even know who he was.
You still
I
don't.
gotta Google it on
I know
Wikipedia.
that you shouldn't be delivering pizzas.
Yeah.
And you know that too, but I guess
That's the way it works.
How it works. Talk to the camera yourself. You have to deliver pizzas, though you're fucking way more intelligent than that. It's a
He's wearing a
white guilt thing.
he's wearing a box pizza T-shirt.
He just told me he's a comedian, so he just got a big ass joke, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all need to laugh.
yeah.
How fucked up is it that you kind of started at the top where you're from, and then you go, oh, fuck. Don't say I deliver pizzas.
That's Charleston shit right there.
Yeah.
Well, we both did.
Yeah.
We've both been doing comedy for like 25 years.
Wow.
We started doing fucked up shit too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We'll do anything to fucking make a living.
Word.
That's what you're doing. That's all you're doing.
Actually,
What's your
right?
dream? What's your dream?
I want to be a pilot. I'm about to graduate in aircraft assembly in like a couple of weeks.
He wants to deliver pizzas to the fucking all over the world.
Right? I mean, I would like to get in the cine field, but I don't know anybody, so there's no way I can get
Into
in.
your phone. All of your friends are getting seasick because you're talking like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the plane's going down. The plane's going down,
And
bro.
the pizza is getting warm.
And
Yeah.
the plane's going all the way down to the 80th floor of the World Trade Center.
Sleeper cell. All right.
As a terrorist joke.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
We're Americans. We have no idea
Yeah.
the difference between an Indian or
No, he's not.
Oh, All right. Well, evidently that audio cut out for whatever reason during our surprise Pizza Boy guest spot. And no, we didn't kill and rape the Pizza Boy. And in fact, I think Chaille's going to link his name onto this. Didn't we find him on Facebook? Yeah, he contacted me on Facebook, which I don't use, but I was bored that day. So here's back to the podcast when the audio picked back up. As much as we might not make sense, I really think the Pizza Kid might be listenable to the audience.
Maybe. And it's a shame if we're unlistenable because what happened to us still was the most funny thing to me.
But he was listenable. He was.
Oh, no,
like-
he was great.
He
No, he was
killed
great.
it. He just on the mic.
No, he was great. But what happened to us in Charleston, the only reason we're even podcasting tonight is because of what happened to us. And we keep talking about all
happened
the
to
other
us?
shit
All right,
without
hey,
getting to the
I
actual
have
point.
I have to dial it back because when we say what happened to us is the opposite of when I was trashing Bill Burr and I think Dave Chappelle. Like they have interesting lives,
How dare they?
which are way more. But when we say what happened to us, we weren't fucking piled driven by fucking bikers or we had a
Yeah.
shitty show.
Yeah, no, well, first
What
of all,
happened to us?
It
No.
didn't really happen to us.
Yeah, it
We were just there for it.
was a suck audience, and I'm pretty accurate with what was it me or them? Tonight it was them.
It was them.
It was
them.
What was the other show, Erickson? Look at me.
I don't know.
In my one eye that focused.
It doesn't have a contact
There was
rambling
one
around
other
your
show
fucking
that we go.
retina.
They sucked. And we told them. they
Morgan
sucked.
said the same thing. What night was that?
Wilmington. Wilmington?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was. Wilmington was just
I liked Wilmington,
feeble.
but I was early. I was early
Maybe
on
we
before they
couldn't
turned.
follow you. Maybe we
Before they
couldn't follow
turned.
you.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
probably
you were
it.
up first.
That's probably it. It might have been before they turned, but regardless.
That's an old thing in comedy. When you first started out and people would go to comedy not knowing anyone on the bill. And the middle act would go, yeah, I smoked him. He couldn't follow me. Well, yeah, you're right. But now when they're coming to see a specific person and I can't follow you.
Yeah, well, it hasn't happened, so you don't have to worry about it. But
It's been 2 nights on 14 shows that we couldn't follow them.
yeah,
We couldn't follow the audience.
tonight,
your
especially
fucking
this.
weak
I thought Wilmington
expectation.
was fine. Listen, I mean, Wilmington might have been, I don't know, great, but tonight was like a thing where like they legitimately were at points like combative. They were yelling shit. Like all of us,
pictures.
all of us.
I've seen you 3 times.
Me and you both
We're
had to yell at them and tell them and like combat them, like and pick individuals out and talk to them And that's new. That was new.
Hang on.
That's-
Let Chaille close this up. We could just ramble all night. But Chaille, because the end of this podcast just is the biggest this is our Friday, as they say, on a Friday, where we just did 6 shows and we're just waiting for one day off. And then we come to this show and Jimmy has the thing and I never did the thing like this. And I thought it was the next day and it's just all kind of fucked and not a good place for comedy. And then we finally get through it, even though I've given the audience every reason to hate me, and I yelled at them, telling them the worst audience ever from the beginning. I believe I started early with telling them that they're a shitty audience.
You weren't wrong.
And that we judge them as much as they judge us, but there's no Yelp fucking site for how shitty you are as individuals. I guess I pounded down on that quite a bit.
Yeah, you kept going back. You go, Chaille, put it in the notes that although I'm smiling, I still hate them. That was after everyone kind of like settled down.
Yeah,
too.
once they get on my side, I didn't forget.
Yeah.
I don't forget you're a fucking cunt audience. So at the end of this whole
And
thing,
no, listen, but let me just also recap. This is the one show of all the tour in which both Doug and Chaille agreed going in, we're not selling merch tonight. Fuck it. Let's just not sell merch. Let's not do an after show thing. Let's just get the fuck out of here.
And then leave to Savannah early.
This is before we even fucking had an interaction with these people. But they're both like, let's just not do merch. Let's just be done with it. And I was like, all right, I guess that's fine. That's fine. So it turns out
we get done with the show. Aldrich is looking. I send Aldrich with Erickson. I know you guys are going to be out back on that little porch area, and I just got to do just a little bit of work to get out of there. Just a little bit. I grab the recording device, shut down everything, go downstairs, go to the car, and there's a notice taped to the window, and they tape it on the driver's side. And people who
we're trying to bail. I've even told
5 minutes. We're out of here, out the door. Right?
Yep.
Number 39810 invoice. This vehicle has a wheel locking device boot on it. Any attempts to remove this tire lock or drive the vehicle will cause damage at the owner's expense.
we got booted.
Yeah. Yep.
So
in 3 hours,
our car, as we're trying to leave this shitty gig,
hang on. Jimmy, the owner, brings us to the other bar where we're trying to get away from people because we don't want to talk
Beginning
before
of the
the
night.
show. He brings us to the other bar and talks to us before the show, where he is friends with all the cops.
Right.
Then, when Chaille says, we have a boot on our car, he says, we finally find him. He goes, yeah, I own part of the boot company or some shit like that. He's got a financial interest in this, and I'm paranoid.
He does now
because I'm drunk and I'm paranoid, like because I kept shitting on your club and you.
Right?
Did you purposely boot the car? No, I wouldn't do that, but maybe I would.
Maybe I would.
But he evidently paid the $50.
He immediately said, I'll pay the $50. I'm like, yeah, you are. You told me where to park. He goes, yeah.
Right.
It's
He
weird.
made you park where you parked.
Yeah.
And then we got a fucking boot on the wheel.
20 feet from the...
in 3 hours.
Yeah.
3
This was at
hours.
night.
In LA, you have to have like 90 tickets before they finally put a boot on your car. And he's got a boot interest.
We
And
were
he knows
trying
every
to
cop.
leave the gig that we had been mocking the whole time. We had finally just separated ourselves from every single terrible person who, and I say terrible person. There were
We're
lots
out
of
of there.
fans who were super sweet and wonderful. But like all of the people, like we were like, all right, we're fucking out of here, guys. Sorry, we're fucking out. Like we were as kind as we could be. And then we left and we're like, all right, well, let's go. And we go to the fucking truck and then we look and there's a boot on the fucking back wheel. Like that's not even a thing. Like, no, we're not leaving. Like, that's not
we're not.
oh, you can't leave right away. Like, no, you can't leave.
All right, let's just say goodnight to a lot of people. Thank you, 3 people in Charleston. And Jimmy he's nice. He just didn't know what he was getting into, and Brian forced this upon him. Some people are born Stanhope gigs, and some people have Stanhope gigs thrust upon them. And Jimmy, we're not shitting on you, except, well, the whole podcast we have been, but don't take it personal.
You're drunk, and
I mean, Jimmy is, not us.
well, you guys are.
Jimmy's
Wait, I mean, Jimmy is.
He's out of his element, and so are we right now, tonight.
Well, let's close it up. Let's get out of here.
Well, what, no, we have to do sponsorship. Tell me.
Blue Apron. It's really delicious.
I'd have to look it up. We're going to have to do it later. I don't know who
we'll
they are
do
for
it
next
right
week.
now. You know
All
what?
right, hold
Blue
on.
Apron, they send you food, and that's the thing. No, I'm going to do them all. Hey, do you like flowers? Send us flowers, because I'm going to shoot myself in the heart so they can study my head to see if I have CTE from having just a ginormous head. I have an awkwardly shaped head, and I don't know if that's the reason I killed myself because of this show. I don't know. Maybe if you send me flowers and send flowers to my loved ones, they'll go, oh, with a card that says study his head for CTE. Well, I wouldn't have even thought about that if it weren't for the beautiful flowers. Flowers.
We don't have Pro Flowers this week. We have Blue Apron.
I know. I already
That's what I
talked
was
about
already-
Blue Apron.
No, that was
I mean, it's
wasn't it.
delicious.
I
love it.
I actually
love
had a
it.
combative interlude.
Well, that was a very fat, terrible person.
Yeah, we're
who
not going to
doesn't-
talk about it.
I mean, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that
I
guy
think
was
Blue
a
Apron's
fat guy.
delicious.
Yeah,
We're
he didn't-
gonna take
love
advantage of the first 3 meals for free by getting Erickson signed up when he gets back
Yeah.
to LA off the
Yeah.
tour,
Yep.
because he figured it out. He did the math, and he
I
thought
did the
this
math
is
on
perfect.
it. I spend way more money on groceries for dinners that I don't end up eating on a level that, like, because I try to be vegetarian, and when I do it, I get these recipes and I end up buying all this shit, but I throw away 2/3 of it because it's only for that recipe. And then you don't need the rest of the crap, but then it ends up just rotting in your cabinet or your fridge. And but at Blue Apron, they give you
Listen.
exactly what you want for the fucking recipe. And
no,
that's
it's
better.
not exactly what you want. It's exactly what your wife wants. If you want to poon her
Listen,
coolie
if
style,
I knew
or
exactly what my
otherwise.
wife wanted, I wouldn't be here right now with you fags.
If I knew what she wants, he'd be giving it to her. If he knew what she wants, she wouldn't be with a
I do like Blue Apron. It's good food. And they
I know
and they
the
dole
guy.
out-
It's not
they
a
dole
racist
out-
thing. She's with Godfrey.
All right, I'm
Godfrey.
stopping this.
Godfrey.
No, she is.
No, we're ending
No,
this.
no.
Say goodnight.
No,
Listen,
no. Godfrey's
listen.
fucking
It's
his wife.
only listen. The truth is, it's only a black man who can replace me when I'm on the road, and that's a fact. And I
Okay,
respect
this
her.
is not gonna.
I don't
this is
see
not part of
color. I
I
just see
respect
Godfrey
her.
fucking your wife.
I respect
You
her
could
for
be
that.
fat,
But Blue
white,
Apron
it. I
is
know what you guys are doing.
Blue Apron is really
Yes,
good.
I get
Blue
it.
Apron's really good. You don't waste any of the
You don't even
like,
have the balls to shut this off because we're fucking.
Party time. Party time. Party time. Party time. Drink your drinks and eat your eats. It's party time. Laugh your laughs and heat your heats. It's party time. Smile your smiles and blue your blues. It's party time. Yeah. So dance and shoe your shoes, it's party time. Howl your howls and sock your socks, it's party time, yeah. Oh baby, grab your craps and fuck your fox, it's party time. Grab your craps and fuck your fox, it's party time. Everybody, grab your craps and fuck your fox, it's party time. One more. Grab your craps and fuck your fox, it's party time. Here we go. Party time, yeah. Party time. Party time, yeah. Party time, 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 party time. Hey! Party time, yeah! Party time.
All right, Chaille, go quickly.
All right.
Audible.
Let's do Audible.
These are the Glengarry muffins.
Yes.
Get them.
Yeah.
Why? Can you just let me listen? This is so quick to
You
do.
don't get them.
You talk about Audible. Never say audible.com.
I know that.
Just auto.
I already corrected
You were telling
the
him.
fucking
You were
guy.
telling
Yeah,
him.
I got it.
Unless it's
Just
Audible.
tell me what to say and stop being off topic.
You're not saying anything.
Hey, I love
Chad's
Adderall.
gonna do.
Not
Chad's
off
gonna do.
topic.
As
Guys,
long as
I'm
you
fucking 2
as
minutes.
long as you don't say Adderall.com. All right.
You fucking kidding me?
He'll be right back.
That wasn't real.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. Bum.
The interesting thing was Joby himself wasn't in a great mood for me. Like,
Why are you mad?
so Joby went first. I think Joby was pissed off at me.
Everybody's always pissed off at you, Hennigan.
Yeah, Joby looked tired. All right.
Ah.
We got it. Don't worry. We got it.
Joby,
I got what I got.
Joby was
We're
good.
recording. He kept trying to tell me one simple thing about Audible.
Yeah.
As though he was trying. There's one podcast.
He had to go to the bathroom. He'll be right back.
Hang on. He's a little temperamental. Yeah. We really did push Chaille to his limits on the last part of that tour, or he did.
Oh.
I believe.
Maybe he did. I caught a nap. I had to go on stage.
I mean, Joby was actually very pissed off at me just when he left.
Well,
Really?
you do that to everyone, but
I know,
you don't work
it's not
with
often
us.
Joby gets pissed off.
Huh.
I feel kind of sensitive about that.
I think you're overly sensitive. I don't think
I
you're
didn't sense
pissed
that
off
when he
at
left.
all.
But
No,
who
no.
are we to argue?
Okay.
He was smiling.
We have to get.
But I
back-
like that you're in that place because I want to. I want to confront you about unfollowing me on Twitter.
I've never followed you.
You did
There it
follow
is.
me for
That's
for
the
a long
rebuttal.
time. Matter of fact, I have.
He said, I never followed you.
I have direct messages back and forth between the two of us, which are not possible
No, that's
unless
not-
we're following each other.
That's not true.
Listen,
I told you when you told me this that he gets drunk and cunty and probably unfollows people in the middle of the night.
I don't care. I just thought it would be funny to fucking talk about. Because why he's cunty about it.
It's historical.
Okay.
Perfect. There's your answer.
That's what I was hoping
That's the
for.
rebuttal.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the point is that people being upset with Hennigan or Hennigan being upset with people is a lot different than Chaille, who he just ran out like that was the third time since the first time was when Bingo was in the coma and he was being a dick and he ran out. He doesn't remember it. There was one time on this tour he ran out like a cunt while I was on stage. Maybe it was the last night. It had to be the last night in Atlanta.
which would be understandable.
Well, I told him not to come to the show because he was already, and I thought, well, maybe he'll level out. No, he was worse at the end. and now, meh.
I'm not. Yeah. I okay.
We'll leave him alone.
Yes.
Bingo's fucked. Chaille's fucked. I have to get back to clean up that book.
Yes.
I hate fucking Tom Konopka's fucking theremin whistle. I hate everything.
He's got a theremin?
Oh, do it. I know Tom does this.
What, this? No.
He does this whistle. It's almost, and I know what he's doing. He's letting you know he's coming in case you're jacking off. That's what I think.
That is the truth.
Just so you know, I'm on my way in.
Yeah, does he do it when he's coming into morning cafe?
It's this whistle. Do the whistle.
Go on.
I can't now. Let me think.
Come on.
Pretend Stanhope is jacking off.
He'll cut out the parts where you're practicing.
I'm going to think.
Go on.
That's not even a theremin. I can't do it. You see, it has to be natural.
And I know what you're doing.
I know it is.
You're saying, hey, I'm coming.
It's drop the cock, I'm entering. No, it's Doug. We know each other. You are correct.
It sounds Doctor Who theremin.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Good vibrations. It's there. There's a little, yes.
No, that's not good at all.
Yeah.
But I also know when I'm just really irritated at everything and you go, I can't hate every single thing in the world. It must be me. Mm-hmm. I should shut up. Mm-hmm. And just.
I want to do. Let's bring this back to a positive note, which is
stop jerking off. Is what I should do.
Chad's thing about the War on Art by what's his name?
Stephen Pressfield.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good book. But all self-help books are good, and the reason is, and it's nothing is that it's been shown that just reading self-help books, even if you don't absorb them or follow their practice, alleviates depression.
That would be Chad Shank's rebuttal, and
unless you overanalyze it and you just think it's fucking ridiculous drivel like religion.
Sure, but the difference is it's not religion.
It's repurposed religion.
Okay.
Chad Shank.
There's a
the one I still haven't finished reading, How to Influence People. The thing.
Oh, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence.
Yeah.
That's probably Hennigan's Bible.
That was
no.
That was like
things. The point. What you're saying is self-help reinforces things, just like this whole thing started with the comedy classes.
No.
If you take what means something to you.
No. It's two things.
Nope.
There's a particular problem with
Zen
using
circle.
the War on Art as an example,
as opposed to the Art of War,
because of one of the of all of the self-help books you can read in the creative field, he actually invokes God.
It's very AA-like.
Yes,
for
but
sure.
No, but he specifically talks about God.
Well, before he does that, he
does it in the second chapter.
But before he does that, he clarifies that if you're not comfortable with the word
Yeah,
God,
I know,
you can
but
replace it.
Yeah, but you
but
can't.
it's repurposed religion.
The cat's out of the bag.
Before.
Yeah, they see that. You're right.
Perennial philosophy is what they call that. It's the part of religion that's true.
I know,
that people use to fucking manipulate people.
But it's not really philosophy. It's just fucking. It's just hell. There's a big difference in self-help books and philosophy.
It's meta poop.
Chad Shank just actually used big words that you dismissed, and I
highly impressive.
Well, I'm sorry, but self-help books are not philosophy. They are just self-help books.
All right, you know what? Let's all just
you got that
as everyone tunes out and tell us the difference.
Well, a self-help.
We're all going to shut up. Tell us the difference.
The difference is that a self-help book is merely a way of working with the world in a practical sense.
How is that different from philosophy?
Philosophy is about describing and understanding what the world is.
Oh, I need way more time to think on that because those both sound like the same kind of bullshit, just fucking packaged a different way.
I appreciate they may sound the same, but they're not.
We're waiting for you to sound like they're different.
Well, I don't need to.
What you need to do is just suspend your disbelief for the 5 minutes that I'm going to tell you about my philosophy. Yes. It's going to sound crazy, Doug, but if you will just believe it, believe like you believed when you were a child.
I believe.
We can have something going on. If you'll believe like you believed when you were a child.
I feel it, Mr. Shang.
But the issue is that people use the term philosophy in places. No, I don't mean anybody here. I just mean in general society.
I don't think anybody here has ever used the word
But
philosophy.
they use it in a way which is inaccurate. So that often,
You're drinking my glass.
so they'll say things like,
Make a glass of my
my philosophy is, when in fact what it boils down to is my attitude is. That's an entirely different thing from my philosophy.
Well, when I use the term philosophy, I used it as perennial philosophy, which is a term that's used throughout. When I was studying Buddhism was when I found that. It's basically the truth that lies within all of the religious teachings that allows the bullshit to come through. It's the hook. Perennial philosophy is the philosophy that lies, the truthfulness that allows you to hook people in. That's the best way I can describe it.
The commonality. Commonality.
And, you're right there. And going back to what you originally said about the war on art, you're right in invoking that description, because what you're basically saying there is that it's not really a philosophy.
No, it's a trick.
See, what I did there, my trick there was to find a way to make us appear to disagree.
I thought you were trying to make a way to seem like I came up with the idea and I was just agreeing with you.
No.
I have
I
this
thought we were
written
both
in
being
my
diplomats.
notebook.
You guys are
particular
fucking
reason.
great.
I have written in my
By
notebook.
the way, sorry, I just need to say this. Sorry, go on.
No, I just have written in my notebook because at some point it was about feminism. Well, the dictionary definition is, and then I have written, well, who writes the dictionary? So what you say, well, no, that's not really philosophy. Well, maybe a cunt like you wrote the dictionary who gets to say what's philosophy, but we know what he is saying and what he's talking about. And then you go down to urban speak, let's say, and you go, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Maybe you should talk more like middle ground people and not have your own speak, like Smart Fuck Magazine versus
How to win friends and
hip-hop.
influence people.
Yeah. The Power of Talking Dumb is in an old notebook. Hey, talk so everyone knows what the fuck you're talking about rather than smart cunt Brian Hennigan.
But
that's not technically the definition.
I know, but the interesting thing about that is that
Serendipity.
that's why Donald Trump's president,
Pretty much. Yeah.
because he talks to people who think that sounds smart.
No, people are fucking awful, and that's why democracy shouldn't exist.
No, I'm just saying that he sounds smart to a lot of people.
Yeah, dumb people who don't understand you and go, oh, I'm going to listen to dumb people like rappers rather than smart fucks, and they never find the middle. So, yeah, he talks like a rapper. He's a fucking... Donald Trump is a fucking rapper because he's braggadocio about monetizing and branding and money's everything and I'm bigger and badder than you and we're going to be great. And every fucking rap song mirrors fucking Donald Trump. He's just doing the same thing from a different point of view. No, I already wrote.
You got it already?
I already wrote it down. I don't want to ever talk about the cunt again. It doesn't affect your life.
That was
Alrighty
fucking
then.
That was great.
That was fucking great.
You guys are fucking great.